Oh, I made you. Okay, perfect. All
Got it.
right, there we go. Take it away.
Okay, perfect. Let me get my presentation up. I thought I had it up already and I lost it. So here I'm clicking into, okay, perfect. All right, guys. Well, welcome to today's call. Those of you who don't know me, I am Jill Cherry, owner of Cherry Picked Web Co. I have the privilege of teaching alongside Jenna in our course, and she is the queen of all things social media. And I would say I am the one that was going to focus more on your website. So
Mhm.
I give you the foundation that she gets you all the traffic, and then it's just a beautiful married relationship between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, perfect. I can see everyone and present. Love that. Okay. So I do not like to talk to you or at you for 30 minutes. I really like to keep things interactive and entertaining. So I would love to know what you guys think about keeping your website updated. Is it, oh yes, happy birthday to you. Is it Jenna's birthday?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
We should
39.
we should all sing to her after
Oh,
the
you
meeting.
afterwards get in your groove and then we're gonna be partying for a long time. So
Okay. I love it. So I would love to hear from you guys, whether you want to unmute yourself or drop in the chat. Um, the thought of updating your website, is it overwhelming? Do you not find it important? Is it kind of last thing on your list of things to do? Just drop in the chat. And we'll go through them when I see them come because I only have 30 minutes with about 15 slides that I want to get through all of them. But at the end of the day, we need to update our website. It's very important. And so I've given you 10 reasons of the many reasons why updating your website is important. So the first thing is first impressions. I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever been to a website and you really want to work with them, but as you start to click through the website, you're just like, this looks really old. It doesn't look like it's been updated in 5 years. All of their calendars are from 2019. And then you're kind of wondering, is this even a business that's in business anymore? So your website is often the first point of contact for potential clients or patients. And so we really, really need to make sure that they're getting the best of you, the first impression. And also this takes seconds, right? So that's why first impressions matter. A modern design reflects professionalism and builds trust instantly. So that's another thing too. And I don't know if any of you have worked with me, but I really love personalized photos. And I'll tell you why, and then we'll go to the next slide. So there's a book called The Pendulum. And it talks about our society being on a 30-year swing from a we society to a me society. We're swinging back into a me society. And in that type of society, people tend to focus more on their families. They turn inward. They're not really so concerned about everybody else, but more about what's best for them and their family. In this type of society, people really like to work with those they feel like they know them personally, they like them, and they trust them. And I don't feel like stock photography really has the same pull that a professional personal photo has. Um, okay, perfect. Dr. Singer said chiropractic website could use some better job. That's most chiropractors. But his music's website gets updated whenever we have a new gig. That's great. So think of like your chiropractic website the same way. It's like if we can think of a new topic or maybe a new question that has been asked in the office, write a blog about it. And there's different ways in our membership to utilize AI on how to write an SEO driven blog post, but still answering the question to where it doesn't sound like it's helping your SEO. So check that out. And then Jennifer says that she is new to the office, but looks forward to learning how to do this. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm excited to help you learn too, Jennifer. Um, Okay. So I'm sure you guys have had a minute to read this, but anyways, first impressions matter. Second is full responsiveness. So older websites aren't really optimized for smartphones or tablets. Really, if you think about it, smartphones didn't really become super popular for all of the things. I would say until about like the past 10 years, which in the grand scheme of time is really not that long. So especially with chiropractors having a website for 20 plus years, because you guys are so loyal. So really look at your website, how it's performing from a mobile responsiveness standpoint, because a lot more people use their phones to look and Google things, look at you, look at your practice, etc. Yeah. Jenna says she sees the problem of mobile responsiveness often, and that is because a lot of the times we look and view at our websites as something where we set it and we forget it, and it's just kind of there out in like the internet universe, and we just kind of like hope and pray that it works, right? But if we start to use our website as a tool, then we start to look at things a little bit differently. So the stats, so over 60% of web traffic comes from mobile devices. That's a lot. That's over half. And then 75% of users judge credibility based on mobile design. So pretty high statistics there. The third thing we should focus on with our website is security. So we always need to make sure that we improve our security. Make sure you have an SSL certificate. So that's just letting visitors know it is a secured website. We also need to make sure we have higher speeds. I see a lot of very big file sizes and photos that actually reduces the speed. So look at your photo size and file type, and that actually decreases your SEO performance as well. So when we can boost up that speed, we boost time spent on site, we boost performance that helps improve your SEO. Google does reward fast, secure, and mobile-friendly sites with a higher ranking. So we want to make sure that we are aligning your website with your goals and your growth. So I guarantee if I asked any one of you, are you the same business owner that you were even a year ago? A lot of you could easily say no, because you have grown, right? Or you have different values, you have different vision for what you're wanting moving forward. And so we, again, need to make sure that we update your website to reflect that. So it's like, what is your business? Not even yesterday was I the same. Yeah, good point. So it's like we need to make sure the website reflects the same values. I'm even preaching to the choir a little bit to myself. I built my website when I started, and to be honest, I've changed a little bit, so I should probably go back and run through my copy to see if it still aligns with like my goals and my visions for this business, because the chances are I need to update it, right? So again, updating your website to reflect your values, your alignment, customer expectations. I mean, I just had a conversation with a client yesterday who he's really been getting into AI, and he's been utilizing AI as a business coach, which is pretty cool. And even his process of when a new patient comes in through his doors through the sales process, he was telling me AI was able to help him have 3 pay in full patients like after implementing what they suggested. So it's like, your customer expectations, can they expect a day 1, day 2, or have you condensed the process down to 1 day? So just making sure, again, all of that is reflected in what they can expect in your office. So when we do, so that was number 4. So the 5th thing is faster load times. We kind of touched on this a little bit. Let me go through my notes here. Also, I emailed Jenna these slides and my notes that I'm running through. So if I'm going really fast, it's because I want to get to questions at the end. But another reason you would want to you would want to keep your website updated is to boost conversion rate. So you can see some stats on the screen here. So there's a 37% average increase. After a strategic redesign. So just moving elements around on the website, making it look a little bit more fresh or something new that visitors aren't used to. 62% mobile gains. So conversion increase on smartphones with a responsive design. And then you get 3.2 times the engagement with a UX design. UX just stands for user experience. So making sure the user experience is intended for your user, right? Like if you have a button and it says, new patient forms. We want to make sure that button is directing them exactly to new patient forms, not a page with a bunch of text with new patient forms on the bottom. That's very frustrating for a lot of people. Make sure you're just getting them to where they want to go. So what can you do today that will improve your website? It'll improve it from the visual appearance, from the SEO appearance, SEO appearance, what am I talking about? SEO performance. And so I wanted to give you guys 3 things you could do today that is very, very easy. Okay. If you're ready, drop in the chat that you're ready. Okay, love it. Start with your homepage headline. So let's define who you help. We want to identify your ideal client or customer in very clear, specific terms. I could even argue that my headline on my website is not clear enough. So I could even go back through and change that, right? To be more obvious. I think my headline right now is like infusing businesses with a well-crafted visual story, which is cool, but it's like I don't specify chiropractic. I specify chiropractic in like the paragraph below that. But I want to do an exercise right now with you guys. If you guys wouldn't mind just closing your eyes, or if you're in a space where you can just focus for a minute. And I want to ask you, like, who is your favorite patient that walks in the door? And you are allowed to have a favorite. We are human beings. All of us have favorites. I want you to think about what they look like, what their name is. Maybe is it a female? Are they male? Do they have children? Do they play sports? Roughly, if you were to take a guess, how much money do they make, or like what is their classification of income? What kind of car they drive? What kind of clothes do they wear? And if I could tell you that you could see 100 more of that one person, would that make your practice that much more enjoyable for you to show up? Right? Like we all have the patients that we love. And then we have the patients where we like really, really, really love them, right? So it's like defining that person. And you guys all just went through a very simple exercise. So now what I want you to do is in your own time, write down that person. And I want you to start giving attributes to your ideal client. And when we talk about niches, it's not that you can't help everybody. Like you're a chiropractor, of course, you can help everybody. But when it comes to online marketing, specific marketing is good marketing. Saying one thing 100 times is better than saying 100 things one time because there's power in repetition. So if we can get down that Jenna is an ideal client. She's a mom with 4 kids. She loves chiropractic. She's very goal-driven, oriented, loves natural health, loves to get the message out about natural health. She's super on fire as an advocate for what I do. Um, like writing that down. Jenna makes $200,000 a year, has a firefighter husband, like has kids in sports, like all of those things resonate with me because I want to work with people like Jenna, right? So now that I've defined that, I can get my message more clear. So now instead of saying something like, I offer chiropractic care, you can start to say, I offer care that will help Jenna spend more time with her kids, that will get rid of her debilitating headaches to where she can show up to her kids' games on the weekend. She can spend more time with her husband. Like you can start to list these things, right? So that would be starting with the homepage and like the copy there. Um, Yay, Jenna. Good. So, this is all in clarifying what you do, right? So you don't just do chiropractic care. You really give people their life back, right? Like you give them the freedom to spend time with their kids. You give them the freedom to work out. You give them the freedom to do the things they want to do without being in pain or without struggling mentally or put in the thing here, right? And then we're going to highlight why that matters. Well, why does it matter Jenna gets to spend time with her kids? Well, she wants relationships with them. Um, you know, that's a good start. right? So does all this make sense? If so, put like a little hand or say something in the chat so I know that you're with me. Perfect. Jennifer, you still there? Okay, we'll go on to the next. So craft a compelling call to action. Okay, cool. See you, Jennifer. So be specific. Literally just say things like call us here, book appointment, learn more here. Schedule your free consultation works better than contact us, right? Make it stand out. So using color. So one thing I implemented into my brand that I love and people seem to love it because it helps with call to action is this bright lime neon color here. I love they call it the millennial gray era where everything is like very pretty and very gray. I like to say I like the beige, like the more beachy tones, but I do like everything to be very clean. But what helps my brand stand out a little bit more is this like bright neon color. Am I telling you to integrate a neon color to your brand? No. But what I am saying is just make sure that you don't have a button that's gray on top of a background that's gray, because that'll get lost really fast. And then we want to focus on the benefits. So I let me just pull this website up because I was working on it last week and yesterday. And every page has a different call to action, but it's very specific, right? Like, don't let the struggle continue. Like, how long has someone been struggling with something before they have come to your office, right? And then on their pediatric page, we did something along the lines of like, are you like, it's never too early or too mild, right? So it's like, how many times have you heard a mom say, well, I just wanted to give it time, or I didn't know that I could get my newborn adjusted, like something along the lines where we want to like call it out that it doesn't matter if the child is 1 day old or 10 years old, that they can see you and then obviously give a call to action. Now I got to find my slides again. Here we go. Perfect. Everyone good on that? Yes, great. So this would be number two. So we have start with your homepage headline, craft a compelling call to action, and update visual content. So before would be like outdated stock photos, generic poses, low resolution images taken with an iPhone. No, we're not going to do that. After would be fresh, authentic photos of you currently. Okay. So people just want to resonate with you now in the moment. They don't care about what you look like 5 years ago. They want to know who you are today. What do you look like today? What are you doing today? Are you golfing? Do you have kids? Are you retired? They want to know because they feel like that gives them some type of insight behind the scenes, which then again builds that trust, right? And also, it's a very good thing to have on your website is we call it the red velvet rope, right? So when you're first starting out, that red velvet rope on the ground, and as you grow and grow and your capacity lessens, then you raise that red velvet rope to where, um, you know, you get a higher quality, patient coming in, right? Or like they pay you more money or they pay in full, things like that. So when you also have that behind the scenes trust factor, it also is going to turn people off, which is a good thing. Can you imagine if you now, okay, let's do another exercise. Think of the one patient, we all have one, that just come in and it's just a struggle. Now imagine if you had 100 of those, you would probably hate showing up to work, if we're being real, because we are all human beings. We all have emotions. We all have an energetic capacity that we can give and give and give so much, right? Until we need to like turn back and fill our own cup. She was here this morning. I know, we all have one. I know it. So just think of having 100 of that one person. We don't need to name her. We don't need to put her down on paper. We don't need to do any of that. But in your mind and in your heart, you are good with having one of her, not 100, right? So having that authentic, this is just who you are online, turn people away is a blessing. Okay. So that's why I preach, like, chiropractors ask me all the time. It's like, well, I see everyone and I don't want to like just niche down and whatever. And it's like, but it is a big blessing to grow your practice like very authentically with a lot of people you want to see, and keep those necessarily that are like not your favorite kind of at bay. You're not saying that you won't see them. It's just we don't want to attract them. Make sense? Okay. Showcase client testimonials. Make sure you include real names, add photos, feature specific results. So what that means is like Amy came in, she suffered debilitating headaches for years. She started coming in. Now she gets headaches once a week, not every day. And then maybe you update that testimonial when she doesn't get them, but maybe every once in a while. Before you do this, though, make sure you ask permission and look at the rules, regulations, and laws of your state. Like, for instance, in the state of Florida, I believe it is sufficient to say, have a sign up at the front, like if you're capturing media. If you just say, hey, we're capturing media today, if you don't want to be in it, just let us know, and that will suffice. Some states are different, and some states need like a signed agreement saying they are okay for you to be using their photo, their name, and their testimonial online. I, just to be safe, would always ask that person individually if it's okay, because you never want to find yourself in hot water. Okay. Refresh your services page. This is really great. As you grow and evolve as a doctor, as a person, as a practice, Jenna also said we have sample social media releases in the hub and manual. So that's gold, because now you don't even have to come up with it. You just go to our hub and get it there. I believe lastly, okay, we have three more slides. I'm going to run through them really fast and leave the last 10 minutes for questions, but make sure your services are up to date. Make sure if you offer more than chiropractic, you list it. Make sure if you offer less than chiropractic, you change it. So update the offerings, revisit pricing information, clarify descriptions, and improve readability. Okay. Writing style improvements. So back in the day when stock chiropractic websites were really popular and were like put out, over and over again, it was the same website for every single office across the United States. That writing was very much intended for SEO, which is great. I'm not downplaying that. I'm not trash talking it. It's just, it is what it is. We need to get back to conversational writing and talking to people like they're people, and not having, pediatric chiropractic, Austin, Texas, like every other sentence, because it's not readable and people don't like to read that, and they know that the chiropractor is just doing it for SEO, which is, there's a time and place. In your, like, I like to say 5 main pages, the home, about, services, contact, and schedule. Those pages need to be really clean and really like short bursts of text. Okay, so use simple language, talk to them like they're a person, add bullet points and short paragraphs. Think social media. People do not read books and paragraphs on social media. They look at your images first. If it captures their attention, they'll read like 5 sentences. Jenna can talk more about that also if you have questions here. And then take action. So the 3 things I told you today should take you no more than 15 minutes a day. 48 hours is all it takes for visitors to notice improvements, and then your conversions for your website would increase by 30%. So a little bit of time goes a long way on your bottom line. Okay. That's all I have for you today. So yeah, now I am available for questions about the information I shared. Or if you have a website question that's not in line with keeping it up to date, maybe you just have a question that you're like, I really want this answered.
Okay, I'll start by just saying that was so good. That was exactly like, that was even more than what I thought. And so I appreciate that you were so detailed, because I think it's so good to also tell people you're not telling them you have to build a whole new website from scratch. You're telling them improve these things. And this is so detailed. So yes, I will put the links to the notes so that people can download that. And I would really encourage everyone to make this part of, we're heading into, the second half of the year. Make a plan. Let's say that you do all of these by a certain date before the end of the year, definitely. Let's put it on the calendar. Put a name, put a time. Let's do it. So yeah, who has other questions for Jill?
Go ahead, Dr. Singer.
I have a comment and a question. It's funny because just recently I put together a list every day of all my promotional things. Send out stuff to like police department or whatever. And I realized the one thing I didn't have on there was like check out the website. So I didn't have a time and a place. I'm like, wow, that should be on there at least probably twice a week. So thank you for that. Here's a thought that I had because we're constantly having trouble getting people to our website, to our Facebook page, to our YouTube channel. I do a little tick at the table. I'm like, hey, every Monday we do a question for the doc on Facebook. You should go see it. Oh yeah, and they probably forget it as soon as they left. But I just had a thought, and I just want to run this by you while you were talking. What if on our website we had like an introduction video? And basically, every new patient that calls, we say, hey, go to our website to see the introduction. Because I feel like if we got them there at least once, it would maybe want them to go back and back again. And again, I don't know how many patients like see our website new patients, before they come in. I guess that's a question we can ask. Like, do you follow us on social media or, have you been to our website? But maybe getting them even before they come back before they come to the office the first time, just say, we want you to watch this 3-minute video. It's an introduction video. Get them there once, because then I think it's easier to remind them that we always have new stuff on there. So what do you think about that?
Have you ever heard of the term friction to transaction? We,
Friction to transaction?
yeah,
No.
we want the least amount of friction to them giving you money. So I think that's very clunky. And if I came to you to be my doc and then you told me to go watch a video on your website, I probably wouldn't do it, just being
Okay.
honest. I just want, like, I'm very busy, just like every other American is very busy with like their life and their job and kids and school and sports and all the things. So whatever is going to be easiest for me to partake in, that's what I'm going to do. So if someone's calling you, just get them in the doors. And then while you're in the office, maybe have the introduction video playing on like a screen inside your office, right? But don't force them to watch it. Like I wouldn't put them in a room and say, okay, you have to watch the 3-minute video. That might turn them off. Like, what is this? Or it might make them feel, have you ever been to a meeting where it's like they're trying to sell you a timeshare?
Yeah.
It would feel very similar to that. So I would just say like love on them, get them in, get them scheduled. And then you can always have signs throughout the office saying, check out our website for the latest updated information on health. We have some videos on there. You can even have QR codes throughout your office to get them to go to the website. Email marketing is also huge for website visitors and website traffic.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I know from time to time, because we do a calendar every month for our patients. And I know we have a lot of patients that are like, yeah, I just go on the website, because they don't want to physically take something with them. They're like, yeah, I just go on the website every month. So at least I know that some people are looking through it that way. So but I like the idea of having signs around the office and stuff like that, making it easy. So that's great.
And
Yeah.
QR
And I
code.
think that, yeah, sorry, there's just several different reasons to send them to the website. Like if you have a blog post and you're like, hey, we did a blog post and a video about ear infections. Ask Stacy at the front desk to text you that link. So then they're going to your website for information if you have blogs. And I would, you can put, embed your YouTube video there for those different topics. Or if you have, downloads where you're like, hey, I have a healthy kids summer checklist, whatever on your social media or in the office with your QR codes, which is great, to send them to your website as well, because that is always my goal. And I'm talking about it with a couple different people of how do we get them off social media and onto this website, which is why we freshly updated it so that it's
Yeah.
there and welcoming and ready. But yeah,
Yeah.
just thinking about what reasons would we have to send people to those?
And always think of building your website as like an ongoing process. Like it's not something that ever stops. Like chiropractic and new information never stops. You know what I mean? So this is
Perfect.
something that's like a long-term solution. It's not like a short-term thing, you know? And then Jennifer, I will get you a website audit when we get off the call.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and I think that so with some people on the video idea, I think that there are some videos that are really value packed and longer that could be gated content
Yeah.
where the where you tell people, you know, I have somebody who did a perfect storm webinar and filmed it. So that's a 30-minute workshop. And so to say on your social media or in person, you know, go to this web on your website, a landing page where they're going to put in their email address. You're going to collect that and you're going to send them the link to the video. Um, and treating it like Jill said, kind of like the red velvet rope, where it's like this content is not out there. It's for people who ask for it. Put in your email, and we'll send you the link to that longer video.
And
But
then Dr. Singer pop quiz, when you collect those emails from that video, what should you be doing with those emails?
They go into a drawer, never to be found again.
No, no, that is the number one hole where we lose leads, right? Like in the chiropractic profession, it's very easy
Guilty.
to like collect leads and have this like massive list and do nothing with it. And it's like you might as well just not have asked them. So
Yeah.
you need to start nurturing those email addresses. I have sold my email list to do is free. I don't pay for it. And I have maybe sold 4 websites through it. So 100% return on like 20K is pretty good.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, and you know, like Jill's cherry picked website makes it so easy. So on my cherry picked website, I have like 3 free downloads that people could sign up for. They put in their email, they get my PDF, but then it's automated. It automatically sends them to an email nurturing sequence. Mine is real short. It's probably like 5 emails. So they get automatically get the PDF, the thing that they asked for, the helpful thing, and then they get an like a day or two later, maybe it's right away, an email about me. They get, you know, like, oh, did you like that? Well, maybe here's something else, and here's some valuable information, and they get a whole sequence. And so that's really ideally what we want to do for everyone. And there are some email sequence templates, and we can make more going forward. But we definitely want to have something automated and that triggers. You get an email, they automatically are added to this list. And you know, ideally, if we would be able to, we would segment it out that, you know, if this is clearly something that a current patient would sign up for, then they don't get the new patient email sequence. You know, they get something else, a different kind of sequence, because they're like, Dr. Singer, I already know you. So, you know, we like that's a kind of a next level, but definitely having some automation there and some good copy. I'm about to write an email sequence for somebody, and it is like taking the time to be like, I want this to sound like me. I love everything that Jill was talking about defining and clarifying and highlighting. We would want to do that in the emails as well, and that would just be partly a reflection of the awesome about me page on your website.
Mhm. Yep, all good.
Sweet. Nice. Well,
All right. Well, does anybody else have any other questions for today? I know it's a little lunchtime call depending on time zones and things, but next month, the time is going to shift a little bit. I have some coaching that I am doing, so we will shift to noon Eastern for the rest of the year. So 11 Central, noon Eastern. And next month, we're going to talk about AI and the custom ChatGPT that we have. I've been using it myself, and boy, howdy, it is speeding up my process. It's sounding good. We still need to like give it a prompt, like say we're talking about tech neck and things, but it sure speeds things up. And then I still edit it afterwards. And sometimes I still tell it like, why are you being dumb today? But it really is a helpful thing to, like Jill said too, if we even say, okay, I wrote this social media post about TechNet, I need a blog post now. Now take that blog post and I need an email, and just like bada bing, bada boom, like let's get this all smooth and taken care of. We definitely want to make it, we definitely need to edit it, especially if it's, I would say going on your blog, like let's edit it so that it doesn't say the popular AI things like unlock your potential, or that forward head posture, that sore neck. I'm like, would you quit using fragments like this? It's too much. It's too much. So I think I edited the GPT to quit that. But we will talk about that at the next one, which is July 16th at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. So reach out with any questions, and I'm going to put all of the links to Jill's notes in the replay, and reach out to either of us with any questions at all.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great Wednesday, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All righty. All right. Recording is done.
Are you stopping it or do I?
I stopped it, so I'm pretty sure.